I wish that we could be in a different seating configuration, you know? Yeah, because it feels spread out. I know more people trickle in, but I wonder if those of you that are here would be willing to come in the first 3 rows so that we could just feel our togetherness in a closer way. We're going to have a fun time this morning. We're going to venture into the lands of Egypt, the ancient mysteries of Egypt. Before we set the sacred space and go into that, Donna Corso is not here today, and so we don't have a wonderful joke about cell phones. So I just say, turn the darn things off. And don't put that on the video.
Too late.
The announcements this morning are a few. Kathy, who's our new president of the board, has an announcement to make.
Hi, everybody. Hi. As you know, last year we were going out to breakfast after church, or breakfast lunch once a month, so we're going to start that again. Next week we're going to do it on the second Sundays instead of the first, because we kept running into holidays and stuff. So it'll be at Sesame at 1 o'clock after church next week. Everybody's welcome, and it's just a fun thing to do. We've had about 20 to 25 people come in, so we'd love to see that. Sesame? Sesame's down on the park, just right at the beginning of the park. Windburn Way.
Renaissance Rose, but around
You got it right.
Ashland, thanks. Ashland, Oregon. Thank you for putting that together, Kathy, and being inspired to bring us together so that we can get to know one another better. Longer conversations around meals, it's nice. Another announcement is about this ongoing GMO situation. Where is it here? I tell people that if you come to Unity regularly and you have an issue that you're really concerned about, but it's not sponsored by Unity, that we will speak to that because you're an ongoing member. So this is from Nancy. She's really concerned about the GMO situation, and she wants you to know that Friday, September 6th at 1 p.m., and this will be in the back, you can look at it more, Friday, September 6th at 1 p.m. in the Public Library, Ashland. There's a really great speaker, a microbiologist professor at Oregon State University, who's very knowledgeable and studied in the bacterial pathogens and the science of GMOs. So if that issue is on your heart, which I bet it's on everybody's, this might be a good thing to go to, Friday, September 6th at 1 p.m. And you can talk to Nancy about it more afterwards. And then Jennifer has an announcement, too. Jennifer is a long-standing Unity member, and she's a great example of what you can do to help Unity out, because she is running a class that she could just run on her own as a therapist in town, but she's doing it to help Unity. She's having us sponsor, which means a 40-60 split in the income of the class. So Jennifer is therefore announcing her class here. And I want you to encourage people to attend it. It's a great class that she's taught many times, and I've heard so many good reports on people that have been helped by it. What is the class, Jennifer?
Hi, everybody. This is a class for people who are going through the loss of a relationship due to divorce or separation. It's really hard for people, and it's an 8-week program, and I will be facilitating it in my home. So if you know anybody who's going through that, please let them know about this. I'm doing a free introduction on September 17th. I have some flyers here. I'll put a couple in the back, or see me if you have any more questions. And yes, I do share proceeds of anyone who hears about it through Unity with the community.
Thank you, Jennifer. That's great. And do you have an announcement, Donna?
Yeah. So Prayer Circle's been rocking. We have anywhere from 4 to 10 people. It takes place at the Havara at 5 o'clock in the back room. Some magical things have happened there with God's love. So, show up, anybody is welcome. I am a prayer chaplain today. If you have special needs, come see me. I don't have my shawl on, but you know what I look like. And then just real quick, Talia Rose, who plays harp, is playing at 3 o'clock near Sesame today. She's a member of community, our community, and she plays a mean harp. Sweet harp, but 5 o'clock on Mondays.
The prayer.
That's why.
How do you get to the Havara?
Okay, so all of our announcements are finished, I believe. Does anybody else have one? So let's now shift gears and begin to create our sacred space together. And David has a beautiful chant that I think is perfectly fitting for our theme today. It's about the sacred fire arising within us and calling on that sacred fire all the way to the mitochondria of ourselves to heal and ignite our beings. So that's why we're sitting here, because we come together to feel and remember this sacred fire. So sing with all your heart and let's ignite it together.
So it would probably be a standing up, singing with all your heart kind of song. And just because there aren't 58 people more in here doesn't mean you can't sing with all your heart. I'm just saying. So the words may seem like a lot, but just bear with me, okay? It's really kind of a rocking thing. We go round in the circle higher and higher. Say that.
We go round in the circle higher and higher.
Warmed within by the sacred fire.
Warmed within by the sacred fire.
That would be pretty good if we just left it there, but oh no, I had to write more. With each turn in the circle, we come close.
With each turn in the circle, we come close.
Step by step to the Holy Ghost.
Step by step to the Holy Ghost.
That was an homage to my grandmother. 1, 2, up, 3, 4. We go round in the circle, higher and higher, warmed within by the sacred fire. With each turn in the circle, we come close, step by step, to the Holy Ghost. We go round in the circle. Step by step to the Holy Ghost. go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. Whatever it is, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go.
Shake it out, shake it out. Stand up, keep standing up. Really do. Let it go in your bodies. Let the energy shift. Whatever you brought here that might be burdening you and lifting you up a little bit, let it go. Let it go. Feel it going out all the way down through your feet. Let it go out of your shoulders. And with one, let's do one big holler together and let it go through our voices too. Woo! And with that, turn to the person next to you and say hi, and tell your name, and tell your plans, that they're here.
Just thought I'd fun today. I was going to come in and decide not to. I thought,
There are things that happen during each week between the times that we meet, big things that happen. And so this is a place where you can come and bring those needs, those heartfelt desires, and you don't necessarily have to speak them out loud. But sometimes there's an opportunity to speak them to another person, and Donna was saying that she's a prayer chaplain appointed for this week that will be up front afterwards for you to speak the needs of your heart before you leave here. And also there's an opportunity afterwards when you're visiting with one another to talk deeply, talk about what you were touched by during the service and to speak the needs of your heart. So just encourage you to take advantage of this living organism of love that we have created here and really get your needs met. I forgot during the announcement time to welcome anybody who's here for the first time, and I just want you to know that this is a pretty welcoming space. I have felt really welcome here with all that I am, and I know that you have too. So is there anybody here that's here for the very first time? Hi, what's your name? Where are you from? Jerome?
Jim.
Jim, hi Jim. Are you from Ashland?
No,
No?
I'm from Medford.
From Medford?
Actually.
Oh, cool. We're glad you came over today.
Yeah,
Hope
glad
you
to be
like
here.
it. Yeah, Jim, okay. And somebody
My
else?
name is David.
David.
I'm just moving here.
You're just living here? Oh, good. I'm glad you found us, David. Glad you're here. Anybody else? Did I see anybody else? Oh, hi.
Hi, I'm Sam.
Hi, Sam. Glad you're here. Are you from Ashland?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Good. And so glad to, oh, hello.
My name is Walter and I'm from Mars.
All right, let's do that. My name's Norma and I'm from Orion. Where, Venus?
Serious?
Sirius? Sirius?
Pleiades.
Okay, do you know where you're from? Well, many of us may have been from Egypt, you know? And so, okay, that's my segue. I want to say a few words of introduction about Egypt and why we're talking about it today. And Egyptian mystical traditions. Have you studied those at all? Have you thought about them? To some degree, I bet all of us have thought about what were they doing there with these giant structures, geometrical forms, sounds, initiation practices, temples. one of the things that I read this week about it is that the artists, all the artists of the land were initiated in the temples. So art was highly valued because it was going into the symbolic realm of communication and going into the dream time to bring forth the symbols. And I think it's beyond our imagination how united the people were with the realms of the cosmos, the dream time, other dimensions, and how harmoniously they lived at a certain frequency of understanding. Egypt is so ancient, you know, as I was reading about it, life on the Nile goes back way longer than you may have thought, like say 100,000 years. And as far back as 10,000 BC, there were quite advanced civilizations there. The first dynasty of the Egyptian pharaohs was around 3600 BC, long time ago. So if you were an artist back then, your gifts would be noticed and you would be invited to undergo initiations in the temples. The Egyptian systems of art and writing and architecture were advanced, and some believe that they were given by space beings that came and actually helped to build the pyramids from above. So the traditions that were established, like in Ireland and in South America and many other places around the planet, were tremendously powerful and deep traditions that went on then for thousands of years. So I'm just trying to give a feeling of what we're talking about here today. People were taught never to change the exact angles and proportions of the forms that they were taught in these traditions, because the geometric forms were holding certain energies. So there were great powers that were held, for example, in the cylinder, in the bowl, in the decahedron, the duodecahedron. They were the building blocks of reality. Did my mic just go on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe the battery died. Well, I can use this one. Sometimes that happens with batteries. So Egypt. Rather than just talking about Egypt today, too, I was wanting to take you into an experience of it. So a little bit later in our program, I'm going to take you into a meditation as if you were an initiate into one of the temples, just to give you a slight feeling of that. In ancient Egypt, there were degrees of initiation, many, many levels. And so anything that we talk about today is probably like 1/100% of touching into what they were doing and what the power of it was. And yet, it behooves us to remember and to recall that humans, and perhaps us back then, knew so much about how to live in harmony on this planet. And then things happened. In the myth of Isis and Osiris, they talk about Isis being a woman who was completely united with the powers of the cosmos and with the central sun at the center of the Milky Way galaxy. She was a representative of it. And her partner was named Osiris. But at a certain point on planet Earth came this energy, and they called it Set. And it came in the form of Osiris's brother. So it wasn't that far off, you know, it was his brother. So on planet Earth, there's something going on that is difficult, that is our brother. The Greeks called this same force Typhon, which, you know, you can hear the word typhoon in that. And Typhon came in Set came in and wanted to be rid of the sacred union of Isis and Osiris and all the power that was there. So they, Set, the powers that were that, got rid of Osiris and put him in a sarcophagus, a box, and put it in the Nile River. And Isis was bereft and went searching for him for a long, long time. Who knows how many eons. She found him like amber embedded in a tree. I love that symbol of that, you know, that she had to search for so long, but she did find him embedded in a tree, and she was able to bring him back. But his life energy was very low, and she was able to bring him back long enough to be lovers again, and they begat Horus. So then Isis had Horus, her son, to be with, and the pictures of Isis look like Mary with baby Jesus, interestingly. You always see Isis holding Horus like a baby and nursing and nurturing Horus. But then Osiris was taken away again, and this time dismembered, chopped into 26 pieces. And that is an interesting symbol, isn't it? You know, that there's something happening in the core of humanity that is chopping us up, that is separating us, segmenting us, having us be torn apart, right at the core of us all. And so Isis once again went searching after all the lost parts of Osiris, which is what our task is, to go searching after all of our lost parts and all the lost parts of others, and help to bring us back together so that we can be whole again. And this is what I call the journey to completion. This is our journey here on planet Earth. So that's the reflection of it in the ancient teachings of Egypt. We have a song coming now that's called I'm a Child of the Universe, and I don't see any children under the age of 18 here today, but are they back there already? Okay, so I was going to bless the children at this point, but let this be a blessing to the child within you. Remember that you are, you know, not just the present age that you are, you know, in this particular human body, but you are a perpetually being reborn, eternal soul of electromagnetic energy that is eternal. And that in that sense you were begotten by the universe, and you are a child of the universe with a purpose beyond your wildest imagination. So sing this song welcoming yourself, child of the universe.
I will love myself. I am a child of the universe, being born each moment. I will be gentle with myself. I will love myself. I am a child of the universe, being born each moment. Take that in for yourself, sing along. I will be gentle with myself, I will love myself. I am a child of the universe, being born each moment. I will be gentle with myself. I will love myself. I am a child of the universe, being born each moment. I will be gentle with myself. I will love myself. I am a child of the universe, being born each moment. I will be gentle with myself. I will love myself. I am a child of the universe, being born each moment. I will be gentle with myself. I will love myself. I am a child of the universe, being born each moment.
You are part of all you see, with the opportunity to live in harmony with creation, as opposed to ruling and controlling creation. You're not a fallen angel. You are here by choice, having consciously chosen to descend into the earth experience for some special, specified period of time. You are an extremely evolved, extremely powerful being, or you would not be here at this time for the great shift. You create and experience the consequences of your patterns of thought, feeling, and beliefs. You have direct access to your Creator through yourself as a spark of creative intelligence that's responsible for your very existence. That's the spark that David was talking about in that song, Sacred Fire Within Us. You have access to the Creator through the spark of divine existence within. This whole faith system that we are working with here at Unity, that's also New Thought, Science of Mind related, is based on that faith. Faith in that divine spark within each one of us. Lots of religious systems have that, like the Quakers. But lots of them also diminish that and say that you have to have a mediator between you and the divine spark, that you cannot have direct access to it, that it's too powerful, that it will overwhelm you, overwhelm your systems, and therefore you have to have priests and priestesses between you and it. But unity is founded on the direct connection with the power of that spark. And so I've asked Karen Douglas to come and read an excerpt about this kind of faith that we have from this giant book by Ernest Holmes, who was the founder of Science of Mind, faith system, and it just shows that this is where this Science of Mind, New Thought is coming from. Karen.
This section is called Understanding Faith. We desire a faith based on the knowledge that there is nothing to fear. I'm going to do that again. We desire a faith based on the knowledge that there is nothing to fear. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. The thought of faith brings into manifestation the thing which was fashioned in the mind. This is how faith brings our desires to pass. When we use our creative imagination and strong faith, it will create for us whatever we have formed in thought. In this way, man becomes a co-creator with God. There will never be any end to the internals like truth, love, and beauty. There will never be an end to God, nor to any of the attributes which are co-eternal and coexistence with God. If we are wise, we shall cultivate a faith in these realities. This is not a difficult task, but a thrilling experience. This is not a difficult task, but a thrilling experience.
Thank you, Karen. That's Ernest Holmes. And then another one of my faith traditions is shamanism. And there's a great book called The Craft of the Warrior. And I've asked Donna to do a reading for us out of The Craft of the Warrior that quotes Carlos Castaneda.
The hunt. But how do encounters with the unknown increase personal power? In hunting power, the warrior aspires to expand her relationship with the universe, which will augment her personal power. Even the titles of Castaneda's early works allude to his growing relationship with the world around him. The teachings of Don Juan, a Yaqui way of knowledge, describes the early ways in which Castaneda was given experiences to gain more knowledge that came from a setting and way of perceiving that was foreign to his Western mentality. A separate reality speaks to the fact that we do not ordinarily perceive all the worlds around us, and it was to those worlds that Carlos was taken in his hunt for power. Only after he was forced by the sheer potency of his experience to admit that there was much he did not know and much his previous background could not explain, could Castaneda accept the validity of the alternative realities to which he was exposed. We can proceed with the hunt once we surrender the illusion of a fixed, We can proceed with the hunt once we surrender the illusion of a fixed, external reality whose dimensions we already know. Our degree of impeccability determines where we can hunt and how far afield we can venture. Becoming more impeccable has stemmed the leakage of power and siphoned power out of power sinks. We have more of our basic ration of power available, the personal power we hold already by virtue of having some degree of relationship with the universe. The deeper and broader this relationship becomes, the more power is conferred. With this extra boost of personal power from the unknown, we can function in a greater range of reality and perceive much that we would not perceive before.
So, we're on a hunt. We're on a journey on planet Earth that's like a hunt. We're hunting after clues in the environment for the greater realities and the greater truth of who we are. But sometimes it feels like we're walking through a desert for a long time, you know. That's why we come to these oasis places like Unity, like our gatherings here together to get, you know, a sip of water, a refreshment. We need allies, we need each other to be able to keep going through the deserts of our experience, which Castaneda, Ernest Holmes, all the great teachers have said we've got to go through these difficult experiences. We're bringing them to ourselves to learn these lessons. But we need our oases too. And Richard has written a beautiful song about the oasis.
I think we all get our own versions of the trips through the desert. Some of us are a little more dramatic about it. My personal one didn't take 40 years, but a good 30. After 20 or 25, you begin to wonder. But sometimes, a lot of times, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Oasis. Now we can laugh about it. Really? The days of fire are gone now. Cool breezes play. The burning sands that brought me here give way to palm trees sway. The parched and withered wasteland has kept my swagger. So on into the sweet oasis, humbly I stagger. Cool waters, cool fountains of light. Comes the time when the heart pops open, you get to rest a while. Comes the dawn to complete the darkness, and you can sing a while. Now I believe in the deepest desert, there lies an emerald isle, just waiting for your heart to know. You can let your dramas go. I believe in the shaman's drum, the rising sun, and better days to come. I floundered through the barrens, had a caravan of baggage. All the crap I held so tight was holding me in bondage. Fear and lust and anger, all my great possessions, clutched in caskets, bound in iron, a pitiful, ponderous procession. Till in the desert's drumbeat, I saw my own reflection, a spirit smiling through the mist in radiant perfection. A high understanding, the song of compassion. So setting free my faithful demons, I headed out for the heartland. Comes a time when the heart knocks open, you get to rest a while. Comes the dawn to complete the darkness, and you can sing a while. I believe in the deepest desert, and lies an emerald isle, just waiting for your heart to know. You can let your dramas go. Believe in the shaman's drum, the rising sun, and better days to come. Better days
This quote from Greg Braden in this great book, Walking Between the Worlds, fits with that song so well. Within the hearts of the children of forever, you. Within the hearts of the children of forever lives the seed that each planted for themselves long ago. Their seed is a gift of truth, sleeping. Awakened, that seed rekindles the ancient promise of those who have come before us. The promise that each soul survives the darkest moments of life to return home once again, intact and with grace. The promise is the seed of truth that we today have named compassion. Compassion for ourselves, probably first of all, for all that we go through and all that we have suffered. And then compassion grows and grows in our hearts for others, and we go into great non-judgment and great unconditional love. Well, the ancient Egyptians had ways of training humans in these paths of compassion in the temples. And this is what they were initiating people into. And so I'd like in the next few minutes for you, if you would, to go into a relaxed place and go on a journey with me. And Richard's going to play this wonderful instrument. What is it called, Richard?
Oud.
The oud, a Middle Eastern instrument.
Also North African.
North African. And I'd like to take you on a journey, imaginary journey, because we don't know exactly what was done in those temples so long ago. But through all the research that's come forth, there's a glimpse of it, an idea. And so as you settle into your seat right here in this present moment reality, let yourself relax into a deepened space where you breathe deeply and feel your whole body, your shoulders relax and your hips relax and your feet grounding you. And imagine yourself in a midwinter evening in the desert. There are 10 of you gathered by the altar between the paws of who? The great paws of the Sphinx, waiting for your entrance into an antechamber located beneath this colossus. It's a fresh, peaceful evening in the desert, still reflecting on the pyramids, the crimson afterglow of Aten, the one to whom all creations worship. You candidates are talking among yourselves about the sufferings and sacrifices and earnest preparations that you've been through prior to this momentous occasion of this ceremony. You're now at the Sphinx's breast. The thrill of anticipation is filling your heart. It's been 2 weeks worth of cleansing and preparation to be standing here this time. And as you're waiting, you get quieter and quieter. You get absorbed in your inner thoughts and expectations. The first thing that happens is that a young, about 18-year-old man, very beautiful man, appears at the opening of the door into the Sphinx's heart. And he comes there to ask you a riddle. And you must give the correct answer to the riddle if you are to enter through this door on this night. Some of you will have it and some of you will not make it this time. There will be other times. But you're all hoping that you will know in your intuitive self the answer to this riddle. You're waiting patiently, the pause surrounding you in the silence. And then this young man speaks. he says to you, art thou dwellers of the outer darkness where ignorance dwelleth, praying for admittance into our sacred temple to seek the light of initiation? You all nod your heads, yes, we are. And he says to you, the path to initiation is treacherous and filled with trials and temptations. Art thou willing to take it on? And again, you take a deep breath and respond affirmatively. Next, then, he asks you to make a line, and you're escorted in one at a time into the interior passageway before the great door. It's dark, and the night closes in on you. It's musty in there. And then he asks you the question, the riddle. What is the animal which in the morning has 4 legs? At noon, 2, and 3 in the evening. You gaze at the floor, trying to find the answer within to this strange, puzzling question that you've never heard before. The description doesn't reflect the pattern of any living animal that you've ever seen. And you murmur the answer to the torchbearer, who nods and allows you to pass. 7 students were able to answer the riddle. 4 men and 3 women. 7, the perfect number. As the stone slab is slowly closed to the Sphinx's breast, the others are asked to leave. And those of you that made it through the riddle whisper to one another with excitement, the answer was a human. The answer was a human. And it was about our shadow, wasn't it? Underneath the Sphinx is located the Sphinx's antechamber, the annex to the colonnaded circle temple. The Sphinx is connected to the Great Pyramid through subterranean passageways, and you're being guided through the tunnel passage from the Sphinx to the Temple of Aten, the Great Pyramid. Hallway after hallway, beautifully carved, lit by torchlight. You're in awe at the incredible chambers that you're walking through. You're being led by 6 torches mounted about 5 feet long, the torches are. Those holding them are ahead of you, the light is flickering. And you're brought into a circular room, seated on chairs located against the walls. And you're guided into a short period of meditation. Then the women are taken into one room and the men into another. In these separate rooms, you notice that the walls are highly decorated with holy scriptures that are written in hieroglyphs. All prayers. Prayers for you, prayers for the initiate that you would make it through. Both groups are bade to rest and wait. You go into the dream state, and that night you have unusual and prophetic dreams. One of you says, at midnight I saw a flicker, a glowing circle in the middle of the room, and the circle slowly turned into a snake with a glittering back and a dark belly, and written on her tail was the last letter of the alphabet, and on her head the first letter. Her head was continuously eating her tail without diminishing the size of her body. And as I stared at the symbol, the hieroglyphs got larger and larger. And I knew that it said every end is the beginning of a new cycle. And then the snake vanished into the dark. Perhaps that was your dream. The next day you awaken, and with the other initiates you're taken into a place where there are many fountains, because you must wash and cleanse yourself many times and give yourself over to the waters of cleansing. So you spend quite a bit of time there washing your face and your hands and your whole body. It's called lustration. Lustration. And then you're garbed with new white robes. And you're given a frugal meal. Special salts and a white powder. And more water. As a prelude to each stage of the initiation, you receive this lustration and this white powder with salts. You've been waiting for hours now in quietude, going within, looking at the tall columns shaped like palm trees, terminated in capitals in the form of large letters, animal forms, gold, marble, alabaster. The aroma of incense fills the halls, filling your lungs. You're feeling sort of afraid, but full of excitation too. You've heard that some don't make it through, that some initiates actually die here. And you know that what comes next is entry into the dark light chamber, the chamber of chaos. So you're guided by a priest donning a half black and half gold Anubis mask. Half black and half gold mask of that dog-faced creature. And you're led now into the dark light chamber, the death pit as it's called. The place represents the 0 degree, the underworld that is ruled by the god Osiris. Conducted by this black jackal-headed god, master of the mysteries into the underworld, you gradually leave the light behind and you enter a great darkness. Here you're taken to a sarcophagus. You can't see it. Your hands are led to touch it and feel it, and the white robes are removed from you and you're laid naked into the sarcophagus. And you're going to be lying there for 3 days and 3 nights. And you're given a hallucinogenic substance as you're laid in that sarcophagus, so that you deeply, deeply enter into the mysteries. You face into the inner horrors of your own self, the things that you've been afraid of, but because of all of your preparation, you know that these are just there to bring you gifts, so you don't get distracted by them. You face into your fears and all the materializations that the mind can create, and you ask each time for the gift, and you ask to be led deeper, deeper and deeper into this dreadful 0 degree place. The 0 degree. The 0 degree. The place that quantum physicists talk about nowadays. It's the place where the great stillness occurs and you are completely deconstructed of all form that you've ever clung to, letting go of your identity. And there in the 0 degree place, you feel in the center of you, all that there is love. That's all. When everything is deconstructed and all the lessons are learned, you feel this seed truth, this sacred fire in the very center of your being is alive and throbbing and living, and it is substance of love, light. It is the substance of your faith. It is the evidence of things not seen. And shortly, or after eons it seems, the sarcophagus is opened. And when it's open, to your amazing surprise, you are in a room of tremendous light and gold and brighter light than you have ever seen in your life. And you're surrounded by not just the priests that took you in there, but by hundreds of beings of light, dressed in golden costumes, radiating love to you. Tears fill your eyes and you begin weeping with ecstatic joy. You are being brought into the realms of love, into the heavenly realms, into the realms of Ra, the sun god, the realms of golden light. And you realize that this is the truth. This is the truth of our existence, that indeed all dark passages lead through to this tremendous light. And the high priest of the temple draws you forth and gives you new garments, garments that are white but laced with gold. And a crown of gold is placed on your head, and you're given a staff of gold. And you have completed the first initiation of the chamber of death and rebirth. I greet you, sisters and brothers of the Great Initiation, into this time and this place. Indeed, we are here together, greeting one another, knowing one another, knowing who we are, knowing all that we've been through to achieve this incarnation. Welcome to planet Earth. Welcome to yourself as a long-initiated being. Welcome to yourself as one who knows the great I Am within, the I Am of compassion and love.
The warrior
your soul.
I'm getting kind of excited as my life goes on and as these times go on that we're living in, because we are remembering that this tremendous power is in our souls. This power that ancient peoples were teaching to just an elite few is known now by us, by many. It's coming in just the nick of time, because we are entering what scientists tell us, what historians tell us, what the Mayans tell us is the Great Shift. The Great Shift is a real thing. It's not something that New Age folks are making up. It's something that's actually happening to our planet. It's happened before in history. They say the last time it happened was 1396 BC. That's what I was reading this week, that, for example, the Great Flood that's reported in the Hebrew Scriptures was about that time, and the texts from South America also talk about that. So we don't know exactly what it means, but scientists are telling us that the planet is slowing down. In fact, in the Scientific American Journal in 1993, they reported that they had been watching for 130 years the speed of the planet somehow. I don't know how they do this. And that it had slowed down 38% from what it had been. And it's slowing down at a rate of 5% every 100 years. But that in recent times it is slowing down much more quickly, and that they've actually had to continually, every year, sometimes 3 times a year now, at the center in Boulder where they set the clock for the whole planet, they've had to reset it because time is changing. So, okay, these are scientific things that are happening. When the planet slows down like that, what is also happening simultaneously is an electromagnetic shift. So, if you picture at the center of the Earth that there's a magnet that has the North Pole and the South Pole, what happens during the time of the shift is that the poles reverse. The North becomes the South and the South becomes North. This is what's going to be coming. This is what they're saying. They're also noting the magnetic shifts. They can do this scientifically too. The magnetism is shifting. Now, we are electromagnetic beings. When you think about the definition of consciousness, it's about this electromagnetism that runs through all that is. Consciousness, yes, it is in all that is. It's not just in humans. This electromagnetic force runs through all that is. It's the force of creation. A couple weeks ago I talked about the soul. It could be called our souls. It's eternal. It cannot be created or destroyed. As Einstein said, it's energy. This is what's in us. So we are getting in touch with, we are remembering who we are. We're remembering that we are these eternal beings, and in these oasis moments we're here to remind one another that there is no fear, there is only love. Love is all that there is. And that we are here to experience something amazing, that beings throughout the universe are watching and are wishing that they could be us. As we will be going through our own cellular level alignment with the electromagnetic energies of the Earth, as the Earth is realigning electromagnetically. So that's our task. And so right now, On this day, I'm calling you to assess yourself, mind, your thoughts, body, your physical self, and emotions. And do whatever work is upon you to do to work with getting yourself into alignment so that you are humming with the earth, so that you are really feeling good about your placement, your beingness here on planet Earth. Because it's said that all that survived the shift in the past, that there aren't many records of it, because the only material, the only matter that survived was the matter that was humming at the same frequency as the Earth. That's what we want to be, humming at the same frequency as the Earth. And that is in us to know how to do that. It's ancient, ancient wisdom that was being taught in the mystery schools. But about 2,000 years ago, a shift happened. About 2,000 years ago, a way-shower came. Amongst many of the way-showers that have come, he was another way-shower. And at age 3, he was taken to Egypt. And some believe that he was initiated until age 18 in the temples of Egypt. His ancestors had been in Egypt for hundreds of years until Moses called them out, because the pharaohs and all that system had become quite corrupt, and they were keeping that knowledge just for themselves and for their own profit after a while, which tends to happen on planet Earth, doesn't it? But this way-shower was taken into Egypt, and that some believe initiated in the temples there. And Greg Braden says that he came just in the exact right moment, because it was at the exact 10% left of time out of a 100% scale. 90% of time had passed in this whole epoch that we're in on planet Earth now, and there was 10% of time left. And the message had to be gotten across to humans that there are great things that you can do. And so he said, see the things that I do, all of these miracles I'm doing, of healings coming forth through me, of walking on water, of so many things that seem so miraculous. These things you shall do, and greater than these. And so he came just in the nick of time to remind humans that there is great power that resides within your soul. And so he said, it will no more be about the temples of initiation out there in the world, didn't he? He said it's about the temple now being within. The temples are within. The kingdom of heaven is within. Turn over any rock, he said, and you will find it there. It's very close at hand. What has been kept apart in sacred ceremonies of the great temples is now right close at hand, and it's within you. It's within your very soul. This is a great mystery that Jesus, Yeshua, the way-shower, brought us. And I find it interesting that in our lifetime, there's been a stealing of the mystery that he brought once again. You know, it's been stolen at all different points through history in the 300s by Constantine and the Roman Empire. And it's been taken away into those cloistered realms of no trespassing by the common people, and just the priests have access to it. It's been taken many times, but in the 1970s and 80s it was taken once again into the right-wing fundamentalist mindset. And so we let go, a lot of us who didn't agree with that ideology, let go of Jesus, and I just want to encourage us to not let go of the way-shower, just because once more it was taken over by the powers that be that want to keep the great mystery from us. So when you think about what he did, people say that he was enacting the great Isis-Osiris myth right before our eyes. That's what he did. That's what he did. So Isis, the mother, Mary, motherness of the universe, birthed him, and he was also the dismembered one. So the great mother in us all goes seeking after the dismembered one in our hearts. And he's there for 3 days and 3 nights. And then he arises and he becomes the god of the underworld. He resurrected. So this resurrection power is the power that you've heard me talk about many times, but it's worth trying to imagine into, trying to feel into, because he came to tell us that this resurrection power is in us. That's what's in us. That's what's in our souls, and our bodies, and our minds. And that we have great things that we must do with this resurrection power. So we're just beginning to dabble with it, you all, right? And I keep talking about it, and I keep trying to work with it, and the journey to completion is my path that I've been given to work with, going into our shadows and getting the gift out of them and transforming what we think is an enemy and against us into a gift of light and power. So I have my pathway that I'm walking, and you each have yours, and I welcome you to try the journey to completion too as a pathway if you haven't. It's an initiatory pathway, but we must each be on these pathways right now. I just implore you to be walking it with great awareness right now, because we are coming closer and closer to what the scientists are talking about, the shift. And so I want to just read a passage from Greg Braden's book about it as I conclude here. He talks about the state shift that our biochemical and our whole electromagnetic self can go through, because he reminds us we are made out of water. And think about water. Water before our eyes is going through a state shift all the time, from ice to vapor, steam to liquid. And that our physical selves can go through state changes. But the essence, the electromagnetic makeup, H2O of water, always stays the same. So the unique makeup of who you are will stay the same as you go through the state shift that's coming. Allowing yourself to experience without fear the internal technology of the 0 point is our task. This inner technology has been in you from the beginning, but you've just forgotten how to use it. This technology is a vibratory science that is the root of and supersedes all that we may engineer and build in the technologies outside of ourselves. You hear that? It supersedes any of the technologies that we've ever built externally. That's why Jesus came to say it's now within you. Recall, it's within. You don't need a technology externally. Through this inner technology is the resurrection. Christed consciousness, which is what we have within us, will experience for you and within you this life energy. It will bring you to know your purpose, the reason why you're here. It's like a driving force within you that keeps you going through everything that you experience, because it's moving you forward towards some goal, a point of resolution of your life experience, a point of completion. It's worthwhile. It is something that has provided the momentum of consciousness through all time. This is the inner, what we call willpower within us. It's the inner faith. Some describe this feeling as a sense that you have been in training for eons, for lifetimes, getting ready for something really big. Have some of you felt that way? Mm-hmm. The reality is that each of the 6 billion plus humans incarnated at present, through unique and individualized experiences, are expressing precisely the same pattern of energy as a group of consciousness. Each life experience becomes another's lens from which to view the wonder, the mystery, and the possibilities of life, because we are all one. Are you experiencing that oneness in your life as you look upon other beings? The force always has a message, and the message is always the same. In its consistency, the message becomes a truth. Rather than a relative truth that works under some circumstances, the message is known as an absolute message of universal truth. And this truth is that energy cannot be destroyed, and that energy equals love, and that you are this energy. The world that you've created is a temporal pattern of energy that you've created to serve you within the context of your present life patterning and blueprint. But it's now our task to see ourselves from many more viewpoints, because we are exiting the blueprint of 200,000 years. There are grids within grids within grids. All are in support of this time in history, when the sum of all experience focuses upon the now, the 0 point, and the transmutation of yourself and of Earth into a more refined pattern of expression. The blueprint of the universe states that not only will you survive, but this process is your purpose. You have come to this world to learn a new expression of the creative frequencies of life energy. The shift of the ages is your new life, born of a new wisdom. Please use this gift wisely. So sometimes it's good to go to these expanded places where we're reminded of who we are. Sometimes we talk in a very personal, down-to-earth way, but sometimes I like to bring you to this expanded awareness, because, wow, this is who we are living at this time on planet Earth, and we need to get in touch with that purpose again. So I thank you for being people that are in my community who want to understand this and who want to challenge one another to live more wholly and more truthfully in this way. So we'd like to take our offering now, and thank you for using this energy in the form of the green stuff that we call money to bless our work here. There's a lot more people that we'd like to reach. We have plans for that, and we're going to be having a strategic planning session next week, starting with our board and a woman who's our friend who's a strategic planner that we're bringing in to work with us, and then we'll be bringing it to all of you. And we'll be meeting with groups of you to strategically plan what we're being called to do now as the shift is occurring. In 2013, who are we and what are we being called to do? So in a way, it's bigger than just a strategic planning for our unity structure, but it is that. But it's bigger than that. It's like, what structure spiritually are we being called to be in together to maximize our potential? So that's what we're entering into this fall, that real examination of repatterning our structures. So maybe we might be doing things very differently here depending on how we're guided, how you are guided, how we are guided. So we're feeling the need for the flow of the green stuff to increase, and we believe that that can happen, and I will be sharing with you a plan for that, a way for that. But in this moment, I thank you for giving generously so that we can move in these new directions.
Let's pass it around again.
They do that in African American churches, you know. They look at it and they go, "What? Not enough."
Well, you weren't done with your speech.
So let's bless the offering with our divine chi spark of life energy in us, that we know divine love through you, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. We know this is true, and thank you, Holy Ghost, for blessing us. And David has a song for us now to be in together. It's the reminder that we need right now as we go through these changes deep inside of ourselves and all around us. It's the reminder that we are not alone. We are one.
It's an old song. We changed the words just a little bit to be more inclusive. So the words are thus. No one is an island. No one stands alone. Each one's joy is a joy to me. Each one's grief is my own. We need one another, so I will defend each one as my other, each one as my friend.
Nice.
And it goes something like this. I'm uncomfortable. Dennis, you know me. I'm going to ask you. Move forward. You're an island. Okay, go ahead. Also, don't be an island. This is a song about not being an island. Come and get in within touch of somebody. Yeah? If you can. No one is an island. No one stands alone. Each one's joy is a joy to me. Each one's joy is a joy to me. Each one's grief is my own. Each one's grief is my own. We need one another. We need one another. So I will defend. So I will defend. Each one as my other. Each one as my other. Each one as my friend. I like it. Let's do it some more.
Can we stand up?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Standing is a good way. We're not have to stand back. Oh, I can take this machine off the stand. I want to do it 2 more times, and here's why. By the 3rd time, you'll have it down so well that you can just be free. Everybody say that with me. Free. I like it when you talk like that. Here we go. No one is an island. No one stands alone. No one stands alone. Each one's joy is a joy to me. Each one's grief is my own. Each one's grief is my own. We need one another. We need one another. So I will defend. So I will defend. Each one as my other. Each one as my other. Each one as my friend. Okay, I'm going to give you a second to get yourself back together before you fall apart again.
David, I just had the feeling of let's move into the big circle.
Let's do.
Look at each other.
Move into the big circle.
Start with you.
Circle the wagons. Look around and see each and every face. I had to find a rhyme. So, you're my other, but you're not really my other. You're the same. We are one. But still, here we go. No one is